Okay, in this video I'm going to be grinding out the flow coat on the inside of the boat. I'll also be thickening up the hull itself, adding a bit more strength to it by adding extra layers of chop strand mat and double bias to the hull itself. I'll be using vinyl ester resin for that. Anyone who has played with fiberglass boats before, they'll know there's a lot of grinding, sanding, itching, all that sort of stuff with these things. I don't look forward to grinding, but it's the way it is. But anyway, that's what this video is going to be on, and yeah, we'll get into it. Alright, so I'm about to do the grind out on the inside of this boat, and the last thing you want to do is have all fiberglass running up in the air. So what I do is I've got a shade tent, put sides on it, and I've made up a big filter. This is probably, I don't know, 1.3 meters high, about 1 meter wide, and it's got a couple of layers of tontine in it. I use it for spraying and everything. And on the other side of it, just got a big, and that's probably 3-foot commercial extraction fan, which just pulls the air through. Pulls a lot of air through actually. This shade tent, all air will just come through the front, and all the glass fibers will just go straight into this filter. And then this is nearly ready to be thrown out anyway. I sprayed, white, red, black boats, and it's pretty much ready for a filter change. So I will get the glass into it, and whilst I'm masked up and stuff, I will empty that out and chuck it out. But anyway, all the bits and pieces are cut out of this. Transom's all scraped out, came out like wheat bix, paper mache, and I've got to grind off all of this gel coat so I can start laying a few more layers of glass and stuff in the midst of this to put a bit more strength back into it. Anyway, there you go. So I've just turned that on. All the sides of this tent are bellied in because it's a vacuum in here now. Alright, so the inside of this boat is all ground out, ready for some more layers of fiberglass and chop strand mat and double bias and stuff to go in, and new transom. Before I do that, this was the shape of the transom, even with the plywood in it. It was bowed back like that instead of being straight. Now obviously it's easy to push back. But because that got pulled back, these sides of the boat are actually bellied in a little bit. You can see on the gunnel rubber there, just right there, that point there has got to come back out. So before I start laying resins and stuff on the inside, what I'll be doing is, where the tabbing was, obviously as the backs come out, it's twisted and pulled back in. I'll be putting a timber from here across the same point on the other side, under that gunnel, under the top deck, to push that back out before I lay up the glass, just so that these points here will get pushed back out, and my rear seat anyway will be sitting up against all that and hold it out. So anyway, by the time I'm finished, it'll all be dead straight again. So there I'm just placing the chopped strand mat into the hull, just pressing it in, making sure it's fitted nicely and marking it out. Instead of cutting the chopped strand mat, I like to tear it. It just has a neater transition between the edge of it and the existing hull. So obviously with the double bias fiberglass material, you definitely need to cut that. So here we've got the little spreader put in each side to straighten this hull. So yeah, we've got it pretty straight on each side now. Another thing that happened is when I cut this floor out, the hull actually popped up a little bit off these bunks. So what I've done is I've put some plywood in. I've just hot glued it to the side of this chine, put some weights in the boat and then screwed it so that's holding the hull down. These will just pull off later. It's only hot glue, so that is fully back down on the bunk that was really well fitted to the boat before the floor got cut out. So yeah, I'm hoping to strengthen up these sides a little bit too, because they do move in and out a little bit, and I'm going to have a shelf anyway coming off here, so that will strengthen up this side. But yeah, looking forward to getting a bit more thickness of glass up in this area here, because I'm trying to lay this up myself. I've actually cut the double bias and the chop strand mat into 4 sections. So I want to get the whole lamination done in one go in the bottom of the boat, and that's just going to be too much for me to deal with by myself. So anyway, I've cut these and I'll be overlapping them, and then I'll just put an extra piece down the end to meet the transom. So yeah, there's no issue in doing that as long as you overlap that stuff. So I've got the laps in different spots. The chop strand underneath will be lapped in a different spot than where the woven is wrapped, and I've got these sort of overlap each other in the keel, 6 inches or so anyway, and there's stringers and stuff running through, floor on this, and it's gonna be pretty strong. So also make sure to consolidate each lamination. So just grab a consolidating roller and take your time and roll out any air in the lamination, and do that for every single layer.